Hi and welcome legends. A quick Bitcoin update here from my side. Let's look at a little bit of fundamental news around the world. Also, I'm currently building a couple of swing positions on some of my favorite altcoins. Positions protected. I've already taken some profits to cover fees. Some of them I'm going to keep open for a little bit longer, and some of them a little bit of a short-term trade strategy that I'm following at the moment. I have 3 of my favorite exchanges, links down in the description, where I use Bybit for 20% fee reduction, a 30k bonus. Blowfin recently added, having some great success with this exchange at the moment, a whopping $80,000 bonus depending on how much you deposit and trade. Also, no KYC required for a nice little alternative, and Mexi with the lowest fees of up to a $20,000 bonus. Right, let's go through some fundamental news around the world. First up, change in Bitcoin holdings of the US Bitcoin ETFs. The ETFs bought more than 100% of the daily Bitcoin supply for 3 consecutive days. The supply diminishes and demand really starts kicking in, driving the price to higher levels. Next up, just in, Tesla reveals none of their 700 million worth of Bitcoin was sold during Q1 of 2024. Was this just a game of manipulation? And I remember clearly, when the news came out, for those of you that were around, this had quite a bearish effect on the market, and perhaps this was market manipulation. Next up, Bitcoin's daily MACD is now positive for the first time since March 15th. Jan 19th was the last time we had a significant cross up on the daily MACD. And here you can see this is basically, you have nice momentum here to the downside, and we had the 1-2 leg here to the upside, where you can see we had an explosive move once we came out of the red zone over here. Will this time be different? We just printed the first green candle on the daily MACD, right? Will it give us that nice little bump up right around $75,000? Next up, the full moon prints. Here we go. And for those of you that's been following me for a while, you know exactly what I mean. So it looks like some other analysts and technical people are also watching the full moon that is in full force at the moment. Can that send Bitcoin to $75,000 to go and claim all that juicy liquidity above? Next up, breaking, Solana's congestion issues have been completely resolved, with block production back to normal. Transactions confirming in under 2 seconds. Well, this is definitely some bullish news for Solana, because I know they've had some issues during the last couple of months. Next up, Ethereum spot premium, the biggest it has been since October last year. Meanwhile, price is about 2 times higher, so that shows that some solid progress. Move up, consolidate, data reset, repeat. Is this the time to start adding Ethereum to your bag, expecting that explosive move here to the upside? Let's go and analyze the price of Bitcoin here together. Quickly looking at Bitcoin here on the 4-hour chart, what I'm currently looking at is we are still inside of this fixed range profile, okay, where we had a deviation below and currently we have acceptance above, and we are currently still struggling with the point of control over here, building up perhaps that spring for a breakout to the upside, or are we going to still find further momentum here to the downside? I'll be honest with you guys, I am currently building a nice little swing position here on the price of Bitcoin, like I mentioned yesterday during my live stream as well. In this little structure, if we do get momentum here to the downside, this to me is a potential great load up zone where there's also a lot of liquidity for expecting a bounce here to the upside to come and claim the highs, and even that $75,000 area round about here where billions of short liquidations is currently lying. Let's go and zoom into the 1-hour time frame and analyze the price action over here. Right, looking at the price of Bitcoin with this little move that we've had here to the upside, the one thing that we have to acknowledge when you look at this entire structure, it still looks like a bump and run that can definitely still play out, where you have the 2 taps, right? The bump scenario and then the run. Okay. So the one thing that I am acknowledging about this structure is to say that, well, for now, we are still consolidating outside of the trend. And in most cases, when you have multiple candles, a consolidation area outside of the trend, that usually is a signal for still bullish momentum in the making, right? And you can see I have a small little trend that I'm just tracking here, keeping things very simple, just taking the brushes here out the way. Let's just go and zoom into 15-minute time frame and show you guys what I'm tracking over here. And quite a nice couple of breakout strategies that you could have played here to the upside. The one that I traded yesterday was this little breakout over here, a nice little momentum here to the upside, where I've also explained this trade during my live stream yesterday, sharing the P&L, why I entered, and all the rest of it. Another nice little breakout was this trend that I was tracking here to the downside, and we broke out, tapped the high there almost to perfection for nice profit taking areas. And now the next one that I'm tracking, I've got my alarm set over here, is this momentum here to the downside. Okay, could this be the moment where we are going to break up, claim the highs, get a rejection to the downside, but from a trading setup perspective is I will be aggressive, defending my position, play the breakout, stop loss, take profits at the highs. Also, the one thing that I'm still watching over here, also you have to remember that we have a point of control. So when I switch on my today analysis, you can see we are currently still struggling with this point of control. And what I'm interested in is for bullish momentum to continue to the upside. I want to see us claim this level with high volume. So two scenarios that I'm watching. Are we going to SFP from the highs? Okay, to find downwards momentum back again, or are we going to break through with high green volume and flip this area into support? So this is quite a key area that I will be watching to see that are we getting bullish momentum continuation to the upside, or are we simply rejecting as an SFP and lose this point of control again, where I will then be looking at lower levels to potentially load up from a swing position perspective. Right, some of the levels downstairs that I'm watching, and always have to share bearish and bullish case scenarios, is to say that when I switch on my daily levels, we have a fresh daily level that printed right over here. Okay, I want to see us claim this daily level with high volume, including the point of control, right, for momentum to the upside. We can still, you can see that we have currently rejected here by the daily level, which is now giving us that downwards momentum here to the downside. Okay, so that's why I'm just tracking this momentum to see, well, do we get a successful breakout, or do we keep on falling down here, losing the trend? And then I'll be watching this daily level at $64,897. Also, what is interesting about this daily level is when I take a fib from the low to the high, you can see in confluence with the daily level, we also have the 786, a daily level, and support from this consolidation area. So if we had to find momentum here to the downside, this is another area of interest that I will be watching, expecting a bounce here to the upside. Also, a little bit further down, value area low, there's also a naked point of control here in confluence with this consolidation area. Definitely, we do not want to lose the value area low, okay? So if we do come back down here, we get acceptance back above, that to me would be a great opportunity to potentially load up on my swing position for the price of Bitcoin. Right, but I want to see the reaction, I want to see the acceptance back above the value area low. Also, I took a trade here on Algorand on Friday last week already, where I started building the swing position. And here you can see on the 4-hour chart, I've got this trend line, simple trend line strategy here to the downside, and I entered my trade over here. And the reason I entered over here was a simple RS flip where we had resistance, we broke up, okay? And as soon as we broke out, I started building my position. We had a beautiful retest, and now we finally broke the trend, and I see currently up roundabout from the break of the trend to where we stopped, 26% move from the price of Algorand. So currently I'm in nice profits over here, and I'm still planning to keep this position open a little bit longer, expecting a little bit more momentum to the upside from Algorand. For more detailed analysis into some of my favorite altcoins and why I've entered some of my swing positions that I've shared during the beginning, go check out my live stream a little bit later, where I go in depth and also take community requests to go and analyze their favorite altcoins. Can emotions be traded? There's a thing called the fear and greed index, and I have made an in-depth video doing some calculations to see, well, is it profitable to trade people's emotion purely based on the fear and greed index? Go check out this video right now for quite an insightful explanation, delving into the fear and greed index and see what the results show. Until the next one, cheers for now.